SketchUp has several materials built into the just the standard offerings, but you can create custom materials as well, which gives you a lot more flexibility. Um, so, for instance, I've added a wall covering here. Um, I used one of the standard paints, but you can also choose the RGB value to match specific paints, and then a tile that I added as I went through. Um, so to do this, you're going to start by finding the image, or if it's a paint, the RGB of it that you want to use. In theory, so we'll start with the wall covering. In theory, you could use any wall covering. However, you want to make sure, or you're going to need something that you have an image um, that offers a good square image, like you see here, and something that is easy to repeat. So share or not SharePoint, SketchUp is going to basically take the image you give it. You're going to tell it what size you want it to be, and it's going to repeat it in a tiled pattern across there. So you want to keep something that will repeat easily. And then you always want to find what the repeat pattern is for either your wall covering or your tile to make sure you set that correctly. So when you have your image and you'll want to go through and save all your images so you can find them easily. You're going to come in materials, and right here if you hover over it, it says create material. You'll go ahead and you'll name it. And let's create a wall covering. Um, for this, we're using an image one. So we'll come through the folder right here where let us browse for the material image. And you're going to find wherever you've saved the image. And I'm trying to remember where I put mine. Here we go. So I'll open that. And then down here is where we want to change the repeat size. So this was 20 inches. So I'm just going to change it to 20 inches and hit OK. So now when I come in, I have one over here, I can apply it. Now your walls should be grouped so that you can build on top of it without attaching things. So you're going to want to come in, make sure you double click until you get into the group to edit it. Highlight the wall. When it's got this little stippled pattern to it, that means you can apply a finish. So now I can take the paint and just apply my wall covering finish where I'd like it. Now, if I want to keep my wall covering kind of in the kitchen area, maybe I want to do paint on the others, I can come in again, make sure you're in here. I would go ahead and choose the wall I wanted to kind of split. And then you're just going to draw a line where you want that split to occur. And then that will let me come in and just paint to that image. Now, if you are doing a specific paint, and I'm just going to pick on PPG real quick because they're the easiest to find RGB values on their website. I can we'll just choose this chalky blue, and they've got their RGB right here. If you're using a different one like Benjamin Moore or Sherwin-Williams that you can't easily find the RGB, you can take that color like Benjamin Moore, whatever the color is, RGB, like Google that, and lots of times you'll find an RGB value that will work. So we're going to take this, let's see, it's 123. Okay, so we're going to create another one. We're going to call it PPG Chalky Blue. And now we're going to do the RGB. So I believe this was 3. Oh, and let's unclick use texture image. And then 123, 143. And last is 153. Okay. And then we'll just hit OK. You don't have to worry about the image size or anything. And now I can come and it's going to match that color that I chose as it goes through. So that makes it easy to apply paints. Like I said, the wall covering as well. So then tile. Um, you're going to again go into this, choose the wall you want to create the area for. I find that the rectangle is the easiest way to do this. Couple of things with this. You want to make sure that you are starting on the face, and that again it's either on a red or green as you're drawing it. Um, so keeping that, I'm going to come up and I'm going to bring mine like all the way up past my cabinets. So you can see that's drawn that image here. A good resource for kind of stone, or they have tile, they have wood, they have all sorts of things, is architectures. And I'll include the link to this. Um, and so you can choose what you're looking for. Um, and they have just a lot of options that are flat, so they will work well. The other thing you have to make sure, so let's just pick a different one. We'll try this. So you want to make sure that if you are doing a screenshot of this, so let's say I'm snipping it, that you are only getting the material and you're not coming over to the edge and getting some of the white. Because if you have that white on the line, it's going to repeat over and over. So what I like about this architectures is you can actually download the image, and then it's not going to create any white lines with it as you go through. And it downloads it as a JPEG. So now when I go back into SketchUp, once again, I'm going to come here and create a material. Um, Tile 2. Again, I'm going to go look for my image. This one's in downloads. Pull it in. I'm going to adjust. Let's see. This one, they don't give you a, they don't tell you the pattern repeat, so you just kind of have to play with it. Let's see. I feel like this, oh yeah, that's tiny. um, so the good thing is I can come in and I can edit my tile um, to make it work. So, oh, because I put it 1 inch. No wonder. Let's try it at 1 feet and see how that does. Okay. Yes, that looks much better. So that's applied my tile there as well. Again, if you are doing the rectangle or applying the tile, you need to be in your walls. Go ahead and choose the wall you want to go on first. And then again, make sure that you're on the face and your rectangle is staying either red or green based on your axes. If it doesn't, you're not going to be able to apply that tile as you go through. Or rather, what will happen is it'll apply it to the full wall instead of just a section. So in addition to walls, you can also change the finishes of furniture that you put in. So this is great, is you can find a style that's close to what you want and change the finishes to match. Let's start with the coffee table because that's going to be the easiest one to do. So you're going to click into it. And again, we're going to start, I'll show you like glass. So you can choose a glass from here. And let's say we want a dark green glass. When I click on this, and you're going to make sure you get all of the edges of it, the top, all of that. But for some reason, I just think it's really neat that it makes it see-through. And you can um, see the structure and all when you choose as glass. So, and again, you'll just have to rotate. This is where it's very helpful. I'm going to go ahead and hide my walls. My doors are in the way though. So you can do that. So that's the basic kind of theory for it. You can do the same thing on furniture. Now, something like this sofa that has a lot of detail, and especially you see like all these lines in here, it's going to take you a little bit more to change it. But what you're going to do is you're going to have to continue to click into it until you kind of get to where you see again it's got that kind of stippled effect on it. And that means that your fabric will take now, or your material. Um, so we're just going to choose let's see, they've got a suede, and you'll just see as you click on it, it just adds it in to there. But like all of these lines, you'll have to make sure you do individually. So that's why if you choose something like this, it is going to take a little bit more. And then I'm just going to get back out of it so we can see the finish, but you can see how that changes it. You'll often lose things like this because this is basically an image of the tufting that's there as you go through. So again, keep that in mind. But something like these chairs, where they're a little bit more simple, not as much detail. If I were to change that, and again, I just got to keep going in until it gets to the level to where I can make the changes. This one doesn't, again, not as many surfaces, so it's going to go a little bit quicker as I make the change. But make sure you rotate it so you get every surface as you go through there. And oftentimes the seat and the back are different, but you can see that it's a little bit that's changed that color. If you've copied, which I've done here, it'll change it on both of them at the same time. So that's a great way to really customize the finish of the materials or the furniture pieces that you put in, and make sure that they match the design board that you've created.